Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video we're going to have some fun. I ended up taking Terra, the new first strike hero, to my skirmish season. I'll kind of give you a reason as to why, but ended up placing top 4, which was pretty fun. Small skirmish, nothing crazy. I really just want to come on here and kind of show the deck off. It was super fun, and I just want to be able to give other people a starting point if you want to make like a blitz version of the list. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. We'll get right into it. Check out the Discord, all that good stuff. I'm going to bring up the list here. So for me with Skirmish, I'm not going to lie to you. Blitz for me has been terrible. The format right now is just not that great. Zen is absolutely broken. And the value that a lot of heroes can get right now offensively just makes the 20 life threshold just nuts. And I'm not going to belate the point or go crazy in this video talking about my dislike for Blitz, but honestly that's kind of turned me off to Blitz a little bit. But regardless, because of that, Skirmish, I was testing a lot of decks. I was playing the Benji list, which I'm super happy with. I was playing Arachne Solitary Confinement, and I was even trying out a couple other decks, and you know, it was so frustrating playing against certain decks that were just so good. I was like, you know what? I'm not super caring about, you know, how good my list is. I just want to have fun with it, and I want to kind of get the fun back. So what I did is, for me and Reagan today, I bought the first strike decks to help teach her the game. She's been learning anyway, but I thought they'd be fun. And Terra was actually super fun. Like the fact that Terra can make might tokens very consistently. For anyone that's not aware, Terra says at the beginning of each end phase, yours and your opponent's, if there's an earth card in your pitch zone, you may pay a resource. If you do, create a might token. So Terra's whole thing is just incremental value with the might tokens, and then playing cards like Thump, Concuss, so on and so forth to really generate value off those might tokens. So it was really fun, and I was like, man, this deck, like for Guardian, which I normally don't like, is super fun. I really enjoyed the play patterns of it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build a deck. I don't have all the Guardian cards. I have most of them, but I still don't have all of them. But I built the best deck I could. I ended up going 3-1. I'll go through the rounds really quick. Round 1 was against Zen. Nothing much I could do. I ended up actually keeping it close. Like we were like, he was over halfway through his deck, and the life totals were still 16 to 15. And there was a couple turn cycles where I was purposefully not attacking him because I didn't want him to be able to block with Traverse because he transcended turn 1. Fantastic. Or turn 2. Fantastic. So he ended up getting there though with a really, really good Ancestral Harmony Art of War turn together. It was his last Harmony and Art of War 2, so if I could have lived through that, I might have had a chance, but we lost. Our skirmish was only 10 people. Like, I'm not sitting here saying like it was crazy, but we ended up having some weird stuff because I was expecting a lot of Warrior and a lot of Ninja just because of the players we have. Like, we only have one player who plays Guardian locally, and he wasn't even going to be there tonight, so I thought I was going to be the only Guardian there. Turns out our normal Kasai player decided to play Victor. Then we had another Victor there. We had 10 players. We had 2 Victors, a Zen, me, a Max, Vincent, I think 2 Vincents actually. Then we had an Olympia, a Dromai, and I forgot what the 10th player was playing. But anyway, 10 players. First round was in, ended up losing that. Second round was against Dromai. Really, really cool player. Dromai I haven't played against in so long, but that one was pretty easy. It's pretty easy to trigger their Phantasm. They were on more of a red line. Well, she's always red line, but more of like a go wide, like aggro list more than like the big dragon version. So we ended up winning that one pretty easily. We had some really good thumps and crazy stuff. Then we played round 3 against Olympia. Again, that game we just high rolled. I played like an 11 power Macho Grande off of a might token for dominate it to close out the game. But before that, I played like a 9 power Thump, and then I pummeled it. So it was like a freaking 13 powered Thump with discarding 2 cards. Also Terra sundered them that game, so just really, really crazy. And the 4th round was actually against Merrick Kemp, calling winner Merrick Kemp, who won a calling on Dash. Really good Max player. He won a PQ, I think, last season, or RTN, wherever the last season was, on Max. So is a really, really talented player. That game came down to the wire. We both were like 2 or 1 life and ended up taking it, decking him out. He got Mechanoid out, but I was able to have a really key turn where he was trying to set up a double high octane turn, and he drew both his high octanes in the same hand, and I ended up throwing, I think it was like a weakest link or a concuss. I think it was weakest link for 2, and then I pummeled it. Pitched a pummel to then play pummel, so it ended up coming in for 10, which was really, really good. And then I just kind of took tempo there because he blocked 6 because he was at 7 life, and he didn't want to die from pummel, so he just blocked 6 to like save some life, and then I pummeled it, so he only had 1 card left. And at that point, I took it. So I ended up going 3-1 and getting 4th in the event. Nothing crazy, just some fun. So for the list itself, the one thing in the equipment suite that I don't own is Civic Steps. I do have the Tolarian Community College kit, but I ended up selling my Civic Steps way back when they were like really expensive, like $20-$30. So I only had Ironhide legs, which works just fine because the good thing about Ironhide legs is, one, you can pitch an Earth card to it and then make a Might on their turn if you want to. So one thing you'll realize is a lot of the Earth cards that Terra has to run are 2 blocks. So being able to pitch 1, block 2 anyway with your legs, and then make a Might token on their turn is really nice. It also has really good synergy with turn Timber because you can pay 1 resource for the 2 block on the legs and then block 4 with turn Timber. So you're basically blocking 6 with 2 cards, but you also confuse it to give an additional 2. So that's where we have the legs. The arms, Gauntlets of Iron Will, pretty simple. I got those tonight before the event. I'm running Balance of Justice at the headpiece, and then Tunic was my main board, although I literally didn't play Tunic 1 game, which is really funny. And then we're running the Redwood Hammer. This hammer is actually better than Titan's Fist in my opinion, because most of the time you're getting, not that it's better, it's as good as Titan Fist. Most of the time you're getting the +1 because you're always pitching an Earth card, but it does have some good, like decent synergy with Flourish, which is really nice. Some other stuff. So overall, really, really solid. And then we're running Tunic, obviously. Tunic is really good for some of the play patterns. Being able to do, Command and Conquer Pummel. Being able to do stuff like pitching 3 to concuss off of a Might for 7. Pitching an Earth card, and then you activate Tunic before you're in phase to pay 1 for that Might. There's some really good stuff there. Being able to play Thump off a 2-card hand and a Might with Tunic, just some really good stuff. So that was the main board equipment. And then this deck really plays mid-range. For the sideboard equipment, we have Earth Lore Bounty just for the extra block. I don't own Tectonic Plating, but I do own Earth Lore Bounty, so I just played that. Stonewall Gauntlet for Zen, even though it didn't help it so much. I'm running 1 turn Timber. I thought maybe if Sam ended up coming and he was on Victor, like this would be really useful. And then we have AB3 in the sideboard. So getting into the main point of the list, this is a mid-range style list. You're wanting to make Mights as much as humanly possible and then use those Mights to generate value with stuff like Macho Grande, Command and Conquer, Thump, so on and so forth. The main part I wanted to go over is the blues first. We're running 26 blues in the list out of 40 cards, and we want as many Earth cards as we can to be able to take advantage of both the hammer as well as Terra's ability. So at the blues for Earth, we're running obviously Autumn's Touch, really, really good. 3 block. It's the only 3 block Earth card we have. We're also running Break Ground. It's a 3 for 5 that can have an additional effect of putting a card from our arsenal at the bottom of our deck to draw cards, like a mini Crown of Seeds. Burgeoning, it's a 2 for 4. That's a 2 for 5 out of arsenal, but it's an Earth card. All these are mainly for pitch, right? Canopy Shelter is actually extremely good. I had this 2 of my games, turn 0, they went first, and I blocked the Canopy Shelter to automatically make a Might token. So when you defend with it creates a Might, and then it's also a blue pitch Earth for Terra's ability. Then we have Earth Lore Surge, really, really good. This card's actually pretty freaking nice off of Tunic. Being able to pitch a blue for this and then play like Command and Conquer for 9 is really, really nice off of Tunic. I had that happen a couple times. And then we have Evergreen, again, solid one. Flourish, which is actually interesting. The next time an attack would gain attack this turn, instead it gains that much +2. This one's actually really cool with the hammer because you can pitch. I had like 2-card hands where I would play this and then pitch an Earth card like Evergreen, whatever it would be, for the hammer, and the hammer would end up coming in for 6, which was pretty nice. It also allows you to play some interesting things off Tunic with Thump. Like if you play this and then activate Tunic, pitch an Earth or any card, pitch a blue to play Thump. Thump ends up coming in for, I guess it would be, if it's already got a Might token on it, it will be coming in for like 9, which is really nice. Or 8, actually 8. No, 9. Sorry about that. If you start with a Might token, you play this, activate Tunic, pitch a blue, play Thump. Normally it would come in for 7, but if it gains 1 instead, it gains +3, so it comes in for 9, which is really, really cool. Then other Earth cards, we have So Tomorrow, which actually was really nice for the filter. I looked at Arsenal this card a lot so I could draw a card. I had 1 Tome of Harvest in there just for filter, and then finally 1 Weave Earth because I only own 1 Tome of Harvest, but if I own 2 Tome of Harvest, that's what this would be. So that was my Earth blues. My non-Earth blues, Siege of Strength's actually really good turn 0. Being able to pitch an Earth card to this, not let your opponent filter. It doesn't have go again. It says create a Might token, Earth Bond. If an Earth card was pitched to play this, instead create 2 Might tokens. So you like turn 0, you could pitch any Earth card for 2, play this, create 2 Mights, and then at your end phase, pay that 1 floating into Terra for 3. So you create 3 Might tokens. It's almost like a Read the Runes turn 1 for Viscerai. 3 Might tokens, and then you get an Arsenal. Like super, super good. Really enjoyed this one. Terra Sunder. Card's good, card's ridiculous. And then we're running Turn Timber, which is actually really good at blue. Being able to Arsenal this, block 6 off a Fuse, and then use the 1 floating to Terra to make a Might. It's just such good value. Like a 7 value play, right, between 2 cards, which is pretty good. So that's the main blues. We also have Macho Grande as a blue, just a really good finisher. And then our reds, I tried to just have as impactful reds as I could. And again, I literally made this list today before the skirmish. Command and Conquer, obvious enough. We wanted cards that did really well with the Might tokens. So stuff like Concuss, on hit discard a card if it has Greater Base, which most time it did. Command and Conquer coming in for 7 at a breakpoint's really, really annoying. It basically always forces armor out. If not, just they take it potentially or partial block it. Weakest Link, I had this in solely because of Zen. Normally I wouldn't put this in because it's just a vanilla 2 for 6 if I'm not playing someone that has no blocks. But I figured we might have 1 or 2 Illusionists. That was the 10th. The 10th player was Enigma New Moon, which was really interesting. 1 or 2 new Illusionists and probably a Zen, so I figured this would be a good enough inclusion. And then finally, we have Thump, which is just so broken in this deck. Actually insane. I always thought about putting the blues in. And then finally, we have Red Macho Grande, another finisher. I had this come in for 12 Dominate one time off of 2 Might tokens. Really, really good. Really puts your opponent on a clock from a life threshold. Then we're running 2 Pummels. Card's good. Really, really good when you pair it with stuff like Thump and Concuss. I actually had 1 turn where I played Terra Sunder. Or what was it? It was like Terra Sunder. I forgot what the exact play line is. I'm pretty sure I had Tunic up. This was on a Talishar game. And I played Terra Sunder from hand, pitching a blue. And then I pitched 2, floating 1 to play like Concuss. And then activated Tunic and played Pummel. Like it was something stupid. Just absolutely ridiculous. So Pummel's really, really good. And then finally Bracken Wrap. I just put this in. I wasn't sure what my last red slot would be. And this seemed pretty good. Like this is a 2-card 6 that creates a Might token, right? So you don't always make a Might every single turn, even though you try to, and this card just helps you keep that consistency up. Again, I made this in 1 day. So like this isn't like, definitely take this list if you're interested in building Terra for Blitz, and make changes how you want. When it comes to cards that I would change that didn't feel good, right now you're kind of limited on the Earth cards that you can build. Like if I go to Terra right now and I go to Earth cards, as you can, not Guardian, but Earth cards in general. As you can see, the only ones I haven't used are Earth Form, which you can't use right now, right? Can't use this one. Can't use this one yet. Really, I'm using every Earth card I can possibly use at blue, other than Summerwood Shelter, which really isn't good, and then Amulet of Earth, which doesn't block, right? So we're using all the Earth cards we possibly can. So you're kind of limited there. I think Red Macho Grande could go out for something else. in this meta right now, it's super, super fast, so you don't really need this closer type thing. Maybe another 2 for 6 like Amnesia if you have a lot of Zen. Even something like Command Respect might be better in this slot, so definitely try that out. Bracken Wrap also, I just like the card, but you could definitely put something there and change it. I think a lot of the blues are you're kind of stuck with the blues you're playing. I think the only flex slots in the blue section, in my opinion, is Seed of Strength if you just don't like the card. Terra Sunder, even though it's very good, you could maybe run one of it and put maybe like Disable or something in there, just get a little bit more attack value. But you really want to run all the Earth cards you can, so the Earth cards are kind of stuck. But regardless, the deck did really well. All 3 of my wins were, like, the game against Merrick was super close against Max. He really turtled up, and it came down to the last second. The Zen matchup, Zen did Zen stuff, and the other 2 were pretty standard. So I think, other than Zen, I think Terra is actually in a pretty good spot from an actual competitive standpoint. But the deck's just super fun. It's like KO but Guardian. Like, it really is. The incremental value you get is so good, especially if you have stuff like, also you could have Civic Steps here. It's really good. Had a lot of fun with it. Definitely give it a try. Let me know what you think. I think it's very solid. Yeah, I just wanted to show it off. Nothing crazy. 10-person skirmish, small one. Had some fun. Made the deck literally the day of, and ended up getting the Cold Fold Channel Heroic. So it was really fun. But yeah, if you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what you think of the list. If you've been building your Terra yourself, let me know what you've been running, because I'm new to Guardian, so this was really interesting. I see why people like Guardian, because you have like 10 block and armor, and you feel like you're invincible whenever you want to make a big play. And yeah, so anyway, thank y'all so much. Y'all stay safe. If you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's totally fine. Go to my front page. I'm pretty sure I still have it linked, the creator shout out video. Go look at one of those creators, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game, and I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.